tail, so I want to do a silver and green tail. I'm doing red thread for this just because the tail's body. I think I'm going to do the body red. Want to start our tip, and it's still for the tip anyway, just past the point, or the barb, and then our secondary butt will be the top part red, and just between the barb. That'll be green, so contrast with the red tail. I'm going to go with some red turkey tail. Just a whiff of, we'll do some other gold pheasant stuff on there just to make it all furry and shiny. Actually, throw 1/2 inch in there, a couple wraps on it. I can get this up in the hanger, have a little opening to work with it. Okay, so for the tippet, we're going to go down and then back up. I'm going to counter wrap this. Wrap in the opposite direction of what we normally wrap. Wrap the butt in the other direction. That was the hand wrap. It'll be easier on. One thing I could have done here is actually had a small piece over and then pull it back, and that'll stop it from going down. Nah, we're good. We're committed now. We're just gonna stay with it. But that adds a lot of durability to your tips. Really doesn't change the look of them at all. And our tip, if anyone's curious, was a medium French oval. Up the butt section here a little bit. The red thread actually won't take off the red thread actually makes a nice butt section. But I wanted to contrast with the red tail. We're going to do a green here. Nice. said, I probably should have just started with green and just made it thread. But got a new school of embroidery thread, just on the thing with the back finger. I'm gonna guess it's probably like personally, I really like the way that thread, I like an embroidery thread that looks. It's got a little bit of texture to it. You can use floss, you can, whatever you got here. I quite like the embroidery thread. Here you go with the green, and then our tail divided into theory, this should be pretty. I'll do 2 wraps here, and that covers this red. It's gonna take me a minute. I'm gonna do the rotary for this first. Some back pliers on that guy. It's gonna be a good bit of wrap here, so just gonna 2 1/2 inches on that, get it up in there. Oh, I just noticed my chat is off. 1 second. There it is. Sorry, Maddie and Jack Pepper forgot the chat here. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. I just can't hear you. So just 1 second. There we go. Someone say hello for me. I can make sure I got that worked out here. Sweet. There we go. Yeah, it's working. There you go. If you guys say hello in chat, you'll get your little dudes at the bottom now. I apologize. I forgot. I didn't run that. I was so preoccupied on all my Christmas coloring goodness. There we go. Okay, let's get this wrapped up here. We want to start back. So again, we want this to be between. Hopefully you can see the. Yeah, you can see it on the camera. Between the. Well, mute. My levels are showing my voice. You don't hear me? Nobody can hear me? My vocals are showing up.
Oh, I guess it works better if I actually have the mic by my face. Sorry, I wasn't on mute. Can you hear me now? Good morning. Here at Fly Tying with Nimby, we are completely professional and never make any mistakes in production or quality. Alright, 1 second. Yeah, it wouldn't drown me out if I actually had my mic next to my head, not up in my ear. Perfect. Thanks, guys. Sorry, I'm just fighting with my bobbin here. I dropped it. Be right with everyone in a second. Good. Okay. Let's get this fly tied. So we're gonna tie this, tie the butt in, and it's this nice green embroidery thread, brand new, and just propped her open. It's nice Christmas green color for us. I like the embroidery thread for doing butts. So this is called tip. It's the shiny silver part. We decided to go with silver because we're working on a gold-plated hook today. And the butt is the section after the tip. So there's your tip, there's your butt. It'll be from there to there. Most of the time when I tie in butts, it's going to be from the barb on the hook to the point in the hook. So right here. So we're going to start here. We're going to go that way. And we're going to go back this way. And if I was actually fishing with this fly, I would do a reverse wrap on the butt and the tip. And basically all that is I would have a piece of line going out the back, and then I would fold it over and tie it in after, and that would hold everything together. Come on now, just mucking that up. Let's get this moving. I'm wrapping this in the reverse direction that I wrap the tip. It does add a little bit more, or less chance of it unwinding in that aspect. But the over wrap is the best way to go. And yeah, and in hindsight, like I said, I'm just winging this. We're just making some pretty Christmas colored streamers today. This is not a historically accurate pattern of any sort. We're just enjoying the season and the colors and making something pretty. I apologize for not having that all set up when we started the stream here. That is on me. Yeah, that'll probably do. So, looks like I went maybe, oh, right at the point. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that'll work. I went with the red thread. In hindsight, I probably should have went with the green thread and then switched to the red thread when we tied in the tail, but there's going to be a lot of in hindsight moments with these flies because I'm just going with it. We'll just come up with something pretty. Okay, so now we're going to do in a red turkey tail. Let's see which side of this is a little bit better shape. Probably that one. Okay, so for the turkey tail, I want it to be a little bit less than the gap height, so it looks like right about there. Oh, good. Glad you guys are going to get some ice finally. Is that too much? Nah, that's about right. There we go. I want it to look like a big old, like, red flag post kind of sticking out the back. Just, that's the right size, but that looks dang thick. Alright, well, we're going to give it a shot and see if I can get it tied in. When there's ice. Okay, and I want a slight up curve on it like that, so that'll work. I'm going to tie some, let's go with, let's see what we want for length. We're going our working body length. That's about right there. See if I can get this guy in first go. Well, that was a thick boy, and I think I got her in there pretty good. Always nice when it works out on camera, right? Beauty! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That actually goes really good with that green butt there, eh? Beauty. Okay. And let's throw some prettiness around there. I know they're not Christmas colors, but I love my golden pheasant tippets, so we're going to tie just a hair of those. I'm going to get these on a bit of an angle, but we're not trying to build up any body, but just they tie in a little better. There. I'm going to save those cutoffs just in case we do like a nymph or something later. I can use that as a cap. Okay. So we got ourselves some, not a whole lot, but just enough to do an accent on the side. This is a golden pheasant tippet. Beautiful little feather. And yeah, I'm just going to tie it just coming off the back on each side. Why? I have no idea. This is just... Yeah, typically. Because there's more oxygen. It depends on the time of year, like the time of winter. But in the shallows, that's where the reeds are still producing oxygen. And it seems counterintuitive, but the fish can actually survive there easier. And that's where all the what bugs are left in the winter, or generally in the shallows. Not that they don't go into the deep spots, because they can eat, you know, minnows and other stuff that's down there. But hey, it's Chicken Gut Skills. Welcome back, man. Haven't seen you in a bit. Yeah, sometimes I think you'd be really surprised how much, how many fish are actually out in the shallows. Some of the bigger fish I've gotten and better fishing days were like so shallow it was only like a foot or two underneath the ice to the base. But I'm not going to argue with them. That's where they are. That's where they are. Yeah, hello, Florida. Good. Welcome back in. There we go. I know it's not Christmassy, but I mean, it's not going to be a salmon streamer without a little bit of golden pheasant in there, right? So we're going to go with that. Oh, that's going to be a pretty fly. Excited. Dang. I'm getting a little bit too much up front here, so I have to trim that down. All those traditional salmon fly tires are going to be balking. Traditional tying with salmon flies, it's like every single wrap is counted, and you shouldn't have any overwaste or anything like that. Hey, good for you, Maddie. Okay, I'm gonna lay a thread base in, yeah, red, because we're doing our body in red. All the way down and back up. I'm not adding bulk, I just need to have a body, a base layer for everything to hang on to so it doesn't slip. I'm going to give myself a good amount of room because I feel like we're going to be tying a lot of junk in up top here. These aren't bad hooks, but I mean they're more for show than anything. The gold plated. They're a little on the wonky side, but they're pretty. I'll give them that. Yeah, they are actually gold plated. Okay, that's probably good enough. Okay, so now we're gonna tie in our. Let's see. We're doing a red body. Or do we want to do green body? No, I want to do red body because I'm going to be doing a green wing. I got a couple choices. This stuff's really interesting. I wanted to try it. It might be a little thick for a salmon fly body though, to be honest, but this actually came from my father-in-law's fly tying collection. And to me, it's like super Christmassy. It looks like frosted. Isn't that Christmassy? You know, it's like super like frosted red chenille. So I think we're going to go with that, and then I will go with a silver. Let's do a silver piping. Have any silver piping? Yeah, we do. All right. We'll do like a silver Japanese piping. For the chase. That's probably more than enough. I think the silver will look good with the red and contrast the gold hook. Yeah, like sometimes I've caught them and I'm just like, how is the fish even how is it even swimming down there? It's barely big enough to get it, you know, not enough room for barely to get it up through the hole. And yep, they're there. But my understanding from talking to people that know more than I do is that it's to do with the oxygen levels. Okay, I'm trying to tie this up along the top. And most of the time when you're trying to do that, you're going to tie it along the top like that. Just a little bit on your side of the hook, so as you're tying it, the twist of your... Come on, words, make the words in your mouth. The twist on your thread will pull it right up top. So if you're starting just a little bit towards yourself on the side of the hook, as you're wrapping, it'll pull it up to the center. There we go. And I want to throw, this is just an afterthought that just popped in my head, but I'm going to throw just a butt puff on there for just some green, just some peacock. Why not, right? Can't have a nice salmon fly without a little bit of peacock in there. Alright. Whew, okay, well, pulled out 4 strands. Probably only need like 2, but whatever. You can use peacock, you can use ostrich, you can use all sorts. Thanks, Jack Pepper. Yeah, if anyone's watching and you're liking what you're seeing, feel free to drop a little clicky on the button, make the number go up, makes me happy. Thoroughly appreciate it, guys. So we're just going to tie in, this is just peacock herl, and it's green, and we're just going to do a little green puff there before we tie in our body material. I'm just going to lightly tie it in. The major mistake with, not that there's a whole lot of mistakes to be had with salmon flies, but like I said, there's a big taboo in making your stuff too thick. It's a lot of it with the traditional tying methods is to do with just the most minimal amount of wraps you can get away with, thin material buildup. See if I can get that on there without it pushing the tail away. There we go. That's. Come on, buddy. Just need a couple wraps here. We just want a little. Just want a little transitional green poof there. That's all we need. Just a whiff. Just a transition from that red tail to the green butt to the body. That'll do. And thanks for joining me today, Maddie and everyone else in the chat there, and Jack Pepper in Florida. I know everyone's got a busy schedule this time of year, so I thoroughly appreciate you guys spending some of your Christmas week with me. I'm just gonna cut off a little bit of this here. Needs to be cleaned up. I have no idea how old this is. It looks like it's probably on the older side by its construction and just the look of it. So this came from my father-in-law's fly time material set. And I've never seen anything quite like it, so I'm not sure where he picked it up from or if it was even fly time material. Well, I try to be on here like an hour or two earlier than I was today, but I was exhausted. It was my Monday, or it was my Friday yesterday at work, so I was just absolutely shot and slept in. So here we are. But yeah, I do try to be a little bit earlier than this. Okay, so I just cleaned off the end there. You can see there's the internal strand. It looks to be some kind of poly nylon. So yeah, this is interesting stuff. I'm hoping this isn't going to be too thick. Like, it's not a very super thick chenille, so you normally would be using like a floss or a thin body material here, but I want this to be, try and make it a Christmassy theme. So, you know, he's eating his cookies and milk, and he's gotten a little bit on the thicker side. So don't judge, don't judge. It's just, he's a happy little Christmas fly. He's just, yep, chilling out, eating Santa's cookies. Some things we could do with this, I'm probably not going to do it on this one, but you can do several segments on the bodies and have poofs in between. I think for this one we're just going to stick with some basic Christmas colors and go from there. And I'm just going to wrap this and then chase it with that silver. And I'm wrapping, let's see here, yeah, wrapping this way, the tinsel is going to be wrapped the other way. So going towards my head, and then on the way back we'll be doing the opposite. And I've never used this stuff, so we're going to see how it looks. But I really like that. It looks kind of like frosted, like it's got a little snow, you know, snow mixed into it. That's really cool. I think for Christmas salmon fly that'll work quite well. Just thinning it out a little bit as I get up here. I'm trying to anyway. I got a big thick chunk. I'll probably take that out. Hey Valhalla, how you doing, mate? Merry Christmas. Yeah, I've been trying to do better with keeping a schedule. I haven't been that bad. I'm kind of proud of myself for not completely messing it up. But, could do better. But this is supposed to be enjoyable and fun for everyone, so I don't want to turn it into like a grinding 9 to 5 thing, you know. Yeah, missed you in the stream there, Valhalla, for the last bit. Glad you're back though. There's just a little bit too much white little tough. I'm sure you can see that. So I'm just gonna. Oh, come on now. That didn't even do it half of what I wanted it to do. Come on now. There we go. Well, just a little too white puffy there. Yeah, that's interesting. That would actually make some really neat fly patterns. It's got kind of like a marbled meat look to it. Okay, so now we're gonna go the opposite direction with our silver. All good, man. I'll be here next time. Not going anywhere. Oh, that's interesting chenille. It's a little on the lumpy side, but it's got a really kind of nifty color to it. I think I might have my, yeah, you can kind of see the silver is kind of washing out on the camera. I might have my exposure a little too high. But it does look nice and silvery on my side. Looks more white on your guys' side. Oh well, I'll adjust the camera next time. Probably look better once you get a wing on it. Alright, body's done. That calls for a nice sip of tea. Oh. Yeah, I was just gonna ask you about the property. Yeah, like I said, no rush on it, right? So, whenever you're ready for it is the proper time. Okay. Really? In that Discord group, I guess? Alex Steele, I don't know that one. So we're going to be tying in a quill wing, and I'm going to be using these two beautiful goose quills. Okay, now to make a nice wing, we want to be taking it out of the middle section. Pretty much right where it's broke here. Really? Okay. I'm surprised I haven't run into him. Maybe I know him by a different name or a different, and maybe if I seen him I'd know, you know. Okay, so we're just going to separate this, I'll say right about here. Boop. There we go. Okay, and same thing, we want at least a gap height, so I'm going to get my, where'd my compass go? Compass, where are you? Sounds hunky. Good, I'm glad. It's nice to have a little community. I don't do the Discord thing, unfortunately. Okay, so we're just going to use our compass. You can use, if you don't have a compass, I mean, they're not like they're hard to find or come by or anything, but if you don't have a compass, you don't need one. You got many things on your tying desk you can use. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad he's doing well. But one thing you'll always have on your tying desk, which you can use to measure and cut out your quill wings, is just another hook, because you probably got more than one. And that way it's exactly the hook gap height. So you can take your hook, slide it in to your feather. Oh, let me get this in frame so you can actually see what I'm doing. Slide it into your feather. And you want to go closer to where the quill is. And then just poke. And then pull up. And that'll be exactly the right size. And besides that, you can use your compass and just measure the correct amount and poke it through. But you can see that the spare hook did the exact same job, and you'll have that. So don't feel like you need to get weird, expensive measuring gear to do this. Oh yeah, these were originally white goose quills. But if you ever see a green goose, let me know, because that would be pretty cool. That'd be primo fly tie material. Oh, I got many natural green ones, especially for salmon tying. Mostly parrots and that like. Alright, so our first slip is cut. That's a nice big hole in there. I'm sorry, Mr. Feather, but you're gonna turn into a beautiful fly. There we go. That's our first slip. We'll get our second one cut now. Try not to drop it on the ground. The same thing, we're gonna take our hook. We're gonna bring it in. And you want to bring it. I'm gonna try and do this again so I can actually get it in frame for you guys. There we go. So you're gonna bring it into your slit that you made. You want to try and point it up closer to the what's called the rachis, or the center part there. Quill. Poke through and just pull, and just trust yourself. And it should be separated enough. Yeah, you guys want to drop a sub or a like to Valhalla. He's starting out with this whole thing, and he's putting a lot of effort in, and he makes good content. So go give him a hand. You'll enjoy it. So same thing, we're gonna cut that through. I also find it's better. For a long time, I kind of struggled cutting these out and dropping the feather, or dropping the quill. The easiest way I found is to pinch right in that ridge there, so you're holding both the slit and the quill. And that way, when you finish cutting it, you're not going to drop either one. And it also holds that, as you want to cut up to that notch, so it holds the two of them apart just enough that you can get your scissors up there without cutting the next bit. And that way you're not dropping either the quill or the feather on the ground. Yeah, first 500 is murder. Unless you get very lucky. There's the chunk out of that one. Now we got two matching messed up quills and two slips. Now the other thing we can do, which I might do on another fly here, is you can take these apart and take like a red one or a different color, and you can do what's called a married wing, and you can marry them together and make all sorts of cool color combinations. We may do that later. $125, there you go. Actually, the first 100 is probably the hardest, to be honest with you. The first 100 is not easy. So there we go. We got our slip. I'm gonna be tying this. There's no wrong way to tie these in. Every fly's got its different pattern. I'm gonna be tying it in like this, so we got it up to the right up to the tail like that. Before I do that, I'm gonna tie in a colorful collar because we want to make this as pretty as we can get her. So for color, let's see, our body's that color, so we're gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna try some of this micro chenille. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Maddie's awesome for helping people out. Yeah, I got a good bit of different type of parrots and macaw. I'm not gonna need a whole lot of this. I really just want to do just a little puff, just as a collar there. It says micro chenille, but it's pretty thick stuff. 1 second, let's see if I got some smaller. No, that's the same. I'm kind of second guessing my choice here. Yeah, well, you know what? Let's go. I want to... that looks really Christmassy, though. I want to use it, but it's so puffy. Yeah, well... yeah, I'm going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to go with it. Oh, it's running? Hey, there you go. That's another one you should go drop some subs. Run so close to 500. Did you hit 500 yet, mate? You were like 497 last I looked. Did you get your 500 yet, Ron? Well, if you didn't get your 500 run, we gotta get you your 500 today. You put the work in for that. Oh my! Why are you doing that? Come on, buddy. Hold tight. 2 away. Okay, who wants to be one of those 2 to go jump in there and be one of Run's 500 subs? Come on. You guys jump over to... I'll even modder you so you can get to his channel easier. If you want to go sub to Run, just pop it in the chat there for me, and I'll make you a mod and you can jump over to his channel and sub for him. He only needs 2 subs. Come on, guys. 500's a big marker. Let's get that for him. Ah, you're the 500. There you go. Thanks, Valhalla. There you go, Run. Cool, man. Congratulations. Thanks for being that 500, Valhalla. That's awesome. Yeah, 500 is a big deal. Now you can start getting your monetization hours and everything in. Yeah, me too. I think I was like, I actually remember off the top of my head, I think it was like 100 and something when I subbed to him. 123 or something like that. Thanks, guys. That's the whole Christmas sharing spirit here. That's awesome. Okay, actually that turned out okay. That's not as crazy fluffy. Yeah, like, to be honest, the bait making fly tying community on YouTube is just amazing. They're really good people. I haven't really run into any Negative Nancy's. Let's get some more tea before my throat closes here. Well, there you go. I don't mind that little green puff of cactus chenille. I really don't think that's micro chenille, though. I think they mislabeled that package. Or I did, one or the other. Excuse me. Okay, let's get this wing tied in before I lose him. Okay, so we're doing a double wing, so there's a left and a right. They're put together. These match so well. I mean, look at that. That's absolutely beautiful. Looks like I cut it out of a cardstock. That makes me happy. That's exactly why they call it fishing and not catching. Yeah, congratulations, Ron. That's awesome. I'm glad we could help you with that, mate. There, and I'm glad it was Valhalla that got that 500 too. He's gonna remember that. You just gotta keep at it, mate. You'll get her. Okay, I want to leave a little bit of room on the tail, but that's kind of what I'm shooting for there. Oh, this is such a beautiful wing. Gotta commit to it. Hmm. It stood up a little bit more than I was shooting for, but that's not horrible. That's actually not bad. I can probably straighten that back. It's always hard to tell what it's gonna look like. Well, there you go. Like, you gotta have, someone's gotta be one of those for the fish streams, right? I'm just gonna walk this back a hair and see if I can pin this down a bit. I might be making a mistake, but we're gonna try that. There we go. Well, that's part of running a business, right? Okay, now I'm gonna cut this off. The wing looks a lot better on my side than it does on your guys' side. See, nice and clean on my side. It's got a little bit of a ripple on your side, but I mean, overall, that's not horrible. Quill wings are something that take a long time to get decent at. Okay, I'm going to be cutting up on an angle, and I'm going to try my best not to cut my thread. I don't feel bad, it's your money. Probably should have had that wing tied back a little bit more. I'm crowding my head there a little bit. I'm going to try and tie it back a hair more. See if we got enough room to get a hackle in there. Oh, I think I watched a short on that not that long ago. Yeah. There's been so much stuff going around with all the federal money stuff. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That's a cute little thing. I'm not sure if I got enough room to do a front hackle on that, but I really should. Let's see, we got a lot of red going on there. We could try a yellow. Yellow might work. Come on out. Oh, buddy. Alright. Well, it broke, but I wasn't going to use a little feather anyway, so. Perfect. I'm just wondering if this is going to be worth tying in or not. I just want to do like a very light hackle collar. Oh, good. Yeah, I need to get on that this new year and start doing actual orders up. I'd like to do that. I thoroughly enjoy just sitting there and tying like the same fly for over and over and over again. I know it's weird, but I do. I enjoy it. Okay, so we're just gonna get this in here. I don't know. I know this isn't like the best idea in the world because I got quite a crowded head going here already, and I should have backed that up. But okay, we're gonna do just gonna do my rotating hackle pliers here, though it's probably overkill. Man. Alright, let's try that again. I only want like 2 wraps, so maybe tackle pliers is overkill. Let's undo that. Try that again. Come on, getting Christmas fuzz all over everything. Yellows. Well, we'll consider this Christmas gold. That makes it Christmassy, right? Sure, we'll go with that. Well, that actually contrasts really nice with the green and the red there. And that's all I'm looking for, just a little puff. Come on, buddy. Try not to get too many of these front fronds in. There we go. Yeah, live streaming is a funny thing that way. Oh, come on, buddy. Really? Okay, one second. I gotta retie this. I don't know why that decided to go all cattywampus on me, but it did. Let's do that again. It was looking really good till I tied it off. Yeah, it's going good, mate. Hey, Doug, good to have you in. Well, like I was saying, I don't have a whole lot of plan for any of these flies, so if anyone wants something tied, come on. Maybe that's why I was having trouble. Maybe my line was twisting. But if anyone has any, yeah, I built myself a chest, or a new chest mount. I had my older one, I just used backpack straps, and that worked pretty good for me. But I ended up just using one of those desk, I don't know the right term for it, but like a desk mount. That's very similar to the ones like Vilgrim's has. That's like wraps around your. What? One second. I'm not sure why this is doing that. I can do that. I don't know if I want to do that today because I don't have any of that stuff out, but I will definitely do some dragonflies for you. Like you mean like the blue ones with the foam bodies? Or are you talking like dragonfly nymph? Trying to stay Christmas themed for today and tomorrow, so if you got any Christmas colored themed stuff you want to see, I'll be happy to throw that in there. Dude, why are you crawling so bad? Yeah, I was so exhausted. I missed most of the stream. I was in there, but I was just wiped from work. But I did pop in. Like, you mean the fly? Basically, you mean the flying ones or the ones in the water? Is what I'm asking. To make it simple. Like the blue ones that fly around and they got the big wings. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I actually, like, I tie them, I don't fish them often, and when I do fish them, I don't have much luck with them. But they're a really cool fly, don't get me wrong. And I'm sure fish eat them, because that's a whole lot of protein just floating around there, so. I just haven't had a whole lot of luck with them. But they're really cool. Yeah, most people are gonna be. Yeah, I can do up some flying ones for you. I won't be doing that today though. But I'll let you know when I'm doing them, and I'll post it in the community page, and then we can tie up some dragonflies for you. I can do that for sure. I do different types too. I do some that are just tied with like blue polycord, and I do some with foam. There's a lot of different ways to go about dragonflies. Just looking for a red. Looking for my red Sharpie. One second. Yeah. Hopefully they're just late on the invites for you. Alright, well it's not a Sharpie, but it'll do. I'm just gonna use this to color in some of those green. Oh yeah, I love Atlantic salmon flies. I need to do more of them, but that didn't color as well as my Sharpie. That's kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. Well, she's not the belle of the ball. She's very unique, but I like her anyway. Yeah, that's very true. I got a whack of because I really like my old vintage fly patterns, as you know, and I'm super happy whenever I find some old like 30, 40-year-old feathers, because especially for like oak or oak and uh, like turkey, because those turkeys, they're not extinct or anything. They're just the basic turkey that has the more black feathers. Can't remember the genus of that one, but they're regular old Thanksgiving turkey. Those ones have taken over in the bush, and you don't see the other ones as much anymore. And you definitely don't see them in fly tying shops because they're not commercially produced for meat, so you don't get the byproduct of the feathers. There, actually that yellow actually turned out better than I was expecting it to be. And I do have a little bit of feather fluff in the kind of crowding the eye there a little bit, but my eye is clear. I can definitely get you can see it's clear, so I didn't overcrowd it. Can still fish it, so that works. Yeah, in hindsight, I would have backed that up about a millimeter, and then I could cut it off a little cleaner. But that's good enough. Ooh, buddy, kind of crushed your wing at some point. When did I do that? See if I can get it to go back in. There, yeah, good enough. Christmas crazy salmon fly. Yeah, what feathers are you looking for, mate? I might be able to think of a alternate way for you to find them. I've had good luck with old hats, like old ladies' hats and different types of stuff you can find at the thrift stores. Nice. Yeah, turkey's like useful for all sorts of stuff, not just fly tying. Okay, I'm gonna throw some head cement on there, and we'll do our spin and spiel. Gonna clean up a couple fibers from around the head here that are irking me. There we go. Good enough. And there's our Christmas salmon fly. We got a silver tip, a green butt. We got a tail of red goose. Or no, sorry, red turkey. Turkey tail dyed red. We got some golden pheasant tippets coming out the back there. We got a little butt puff of peacock. We got some interesting red frosted chenille for the body with a silver elastic thread chased for the segmentation. We got a green goose wing, which I crushed by accident a little bit, and a wonderful sparse gold hackle at the front. She's interesting. But this is what you get when you're just throwing stuff together for the fun of it. There you go. Merry Christmas, everyone. There's your Christmas salmon streamer. Yeah, she was fun to tie. Okay, so what do you guys want to see next? I could do like a more classic wet. I got a smaller gold hook there. It's about maybe 2 or 3 sizes down. If you want to stick with the gold theme, I could go back to I got some more nymph stuff ready, but if you want to stay with the wet fly streamer idea, we can do that. Here's the cute little nymphs that we did yesterday. Thought those were cute. I really like the one with the green front biots. This one, I think that would actually catch really well, to be honest. They're both nice, but I really like the green one, or the one with the green front biots and the red body. I might tie more of those just because it looks like it a killer. Eh. I need to oil my vise. It keeps sticking on me. 1 second. There we go. $1,000 vise, and it catches on me all the time. I just need to put some oil in there. It's sticking right here. I do put the flies through it though, so there's that. You want a wet fly? What I'd use for ice fishing? Let's see. I don't use much for wet flies for ice fishing because you don't get, there's ice, so there's no flying insects around. Mostly be like grubs and nymphs and all the stuff that's going to be living under the water at that point in time. But we could do... I don't have any golden pheasant. I should do up like a Royal Coachman kind of style thing. We could go that way. Here, let me grab some pheasant. I was kicking myself when I was getting all the materials out. I was like, I really should have some golden pheasant tippets out because I'm probably gonna need them for something. And of course now I need them. But I was like, no, I don't want to crowd my flying Titan desk more than it needs to be. Okay, I'm gonna bump my camera here, so just give me a minute. Actually, you know what? Let's just go with what we got out here. Make this its own thing, just like we did with the last one. So we'll just switch it up, just make something kind of crazy cool. So we'll do I think we'll do a size 12 just to make the camera happy. Or we could go with like a 10. Yeah, let's make them on the bigger side. Well, for me. It's still a small hook, but for me it's a big hook. Here we go. This is a size, this is a 10? This might be an 8. I think that's an 8. Alright, let's readjust the camera here now that I don't got a big streamer in the... Come on, buddy. There we go. That's more centered. Yeah, let's get that hook centered too. I don't make too many. I can though. They're fun to tie. I just don't have pike around where I am, but pike and musky flies are fun because they're predator fish. You need to make something that's gonna tick them off, so they're gonna just nail it, right? Okay, so let's tie with Just trying to think the best way to go here. We're going to stick with our Christmas colored threads and everything, even if it's not Coast Botanic. We'll stick with them anyway. And I'm going to try and make kind of some sort of Royal Coachman, but we're going to go with we're going to go with a like Royal Coachman style fly, but I'm just going to use all the Christmassy stuff I got on the bench here. I give them away a lot more than I sell them, to be honest with you. But hopefully they'll change in the new year here. I'm going to try and open up a, not Spotify, was it Shopify? Shopify shop with the YouTube stuff. And start doing more production stuff. Okay, so for the tail, we would normally be using a golden pheasant tippet. I think we'll just go with this yellow. With this yellow hackle here. Now I'm just going to pull off a bunch of that and we'll tie that in as a tail. I think that'll be nice and bright. See, my biggest problem with you guys right now is getting things down to the States. Like, it costs me more to ship them down there with all the tariff junk and everything. Like, I don't want to get into that argument, but it costs me a lot more to get it down to you than what the stuff's actually worth. So that's the biggest hiccup. Wow, I just butchered that, didn't I? These are so thin, I'm not sure. Yeah, this might not work out so well. Hold tight. We're gonna have to pivot on that. Let's do... Where did my cape go? There it is. Alright, so in this case, we're just gonna use red cock on the rock salmon fly hen cape for the tail. And we'll just do it with a nice bright red tail. There we be. So just one of these guys. We're going to strip that off tight. I'm just going to get rid of all the fluffy fluff on the edges here that's not useful for us. There we are. And we'll strip that off and make a nice red shuck of a tail. Oh, I know, you're telling me about it. I shipped some stuff down and it took over a month to get down there. All good. Welcome back. I'm going to tie in 2 tail lengths here, so we're going to go 1 or body length. And I don't think I got quite enough on there. Maybe I do. Yeah, no, that looks okay. I was going to add a little more. I thought it might be a little too thin, but... Well, here, I'm going to add a little more. We'll see what it looks like. I can always take it out if it doesn't look good. Wow, I'd be surprised if we got there in 10 days. Yeah, basically. Michigan and Seattle. It's pretty much Canada. Actually, yeah, that looks a little better. It's a little bit on the poofy side on the bottom there, but... So for nymphs, it's typically gap height. because you're like nymph, shrimp, anything that's basically has an exoskeleton. You're generally going to be measuring from the gap height because they don't really have tails. What you're imitating their breathers and their legs and movement, and you're imitating water pushing out the back more than you're imitating an actual tail. For dry flies and wet flies, which this one's going to kind of be, although we'll see how it goes. Like I said, just kind of throwing stuff on the hook. I don't really have a plan. But the reason that you want it to be a hook shank length on the back is when you finish tying this in, you're going to have hackle up front. And the hackle up front is going to come down below the hook point and give you that 35 to 45 degree angle there where it's going to float on the water. There you go. Just going to bury this in a little bit. I have to say, I haven't used too much of this Semperfli classic wax thread, but I'm really enjoying how it's tying in. It's nice. Okay, so we got peacock out on the desk, so let's just do peacock. And after K-Fish's stream last night, I'm kind of enjoying this 80s, 90s synth stuff, so I'm gonna let this one. Oh, buddy, really? That just snapped on me, didn't it? Okay, let's check again. Oh, okay, I guess I didn't get it far enough down. So you take your finger and your fingernail, and as you run it down, just run it on a little bit of an angle, and it'll snap off like you saw it there. Not the last time, but the time before. And that'll generally give you a safe tying point. And if it snaps off early, it snaps off early. It's better to snap off on your fingernail than on the fly. So, this feels really weird tying this fly with green thread. Oh. Alright, so I'm going to just build up the body here just a hair so it's a little more even. Don't need to do that, but we're going to. We'll throw in a half hitch there. I'll get this out of the way, and we'll get that green butt tied and get a nice red shuck in there. I think I got some thin silver wire that might make this look really pretty too for the red section. Or we could do gold. Yeah, you got to be really careful around the border with cell coverage, because if you hit a tower and then you get roaming, last time me and the wonderful wife went to Arizona, the cell bills were crazy. It's amazing how much they charge you for roaming stuff if you're not paying attention. But I want to watch my YouTube, so pay the bill. Well, that last bit didn't get as fluffy as I wanted to. Yeah, I know, like down in Vancouver too, like when we fly out. Oh, buddy. I don't know why it doesn't want to stick there. It really doesn't want to. Just want to be a little. Give me a little fat butt there. Come on, man. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. It's just making it worse. And I haven't heard of many people having much luck like fighting those charges. You connect to the cell tower, they're gonna take your money. Yeah, if you're by the border, like Vancouver Airport or whatever, you can easily accidentally connect over to like Washington and stuff. Super annoying. Hey! It's not as a fluffy butt as I wanted it to be, but it is what it is. It'll still be pretty. You know, I'm really not super happy with that. Let's try and tie another one in there. I'm just gonna try and fluff up. Just this one section there is really... I'm just not happy with it. Probably being super picky because it's not gonna matter, but... I want it to be nice and fluffy. There we go. There we go. Alright, that makes Nimby happy. Ooh, watch your hook point, Nimby. Jeez. Getting crazy here. Alright. Then we'll get some red floss tied in. That goes good with our theme. I'm sure someone actually ties their Coachman like this with a red tail, because golden pheasant can be kind of hard to find at times. Yeah, I mean, who was it? A little butt better. Who was it that said, was it Robert? I'm trying to remember who said they bought some fulling mill stuff and it was really, really lame. I think it was it, I'm trying to remember now, my brain's kind of drawing a blank. Come on, brain. I think it was like a glue, like a super glue, and it was making their flies all white, and it was a fulling mill product, which really shouldn't happen because that's who was it now? Man, I gotta say, this classic wax, it might have been Ewu's. Yeah, maybe it was Ewu's. I think you're right. Come on, brain. I think I'm gonna go with gold thread just because I got some laying down here. This is actually a very fine oval tinsel, but that should look really smart wrapped over top of that red midsection there, so we'll go with that. But yeah, he was saying that it was leaving his flies like really white and chalky, which I know from experience it means that it was just poor quality. It feels so weird tying with bright green thread. I'm so used to black thread. My brain's like, error. But I know that's a formulation problem. It has to do with the accelerator in the come on out. It has to do with the accelerator in the super glue. And you can fix that to some extent by putting a little drop of denatured alcohol on it, or 99% if you have it, works the best, but most people just have 70. But if that's all you got, I mean, that'll work fine too. So I'm gonna wrap this body section up just a little thicker because I got that green thread underneath. And if I do fish this, which I probably will, I'd rather have it nice and bright red. This is Uni Floss Single Strand Red Coachman Floss. I thoroughly prefer the single strand floss, but all the traditional floss is generally 3 or 4 strand. Matt, you got peacock Earl? I need to get me some like really floofy, good quality peacock Earl. I just picked up this bag of it's hard. I mean, like, especially when you're in a fly shop or you're paying premium money for those materials, and then they just turn out to be junk. Like, it's so upsetting. If you're not paying premium money for it, then whatever, you know, it doesn't matter as much. You're, you know, expecting you're getting what you pay for, right? But when you're in a fly shop and you're paying top dollar for something, I haven't had much luck with the hairline products I've been buying lately. And I like hairline, but I bought some just mallard flank, like nothing crazy special, just regular old mallard flank, you know, to do some streamers and stuff with. And half the pack was like the feathers were cut, so it's like obviously it was either a packaging problem, but like it makes the feathers almost useless because they cut. I'm just gonna use this as an example. Obviously, this isn't a mallard feather, but all the feathers were cut on an angle like this, like clean cut, like with. So I don't know if they did that while they were taking it off the animal, or if they did it while they were packaging it. But man, it just made it completely useless. There's nothing I can do with that. And it was a good, like, at least half the pack, if not more. Okay, well, let's get another fluffy butt pattern here. Maybe we'll try for like a green wing instead of a white winged, because I got that green goose feather. We could try that. Maybe I'll actually make a better quill wing. I normally do a good job with quill wings. That last quill wing, yeah, it wasn't horrible, but it didn't. It tied in better at the start than it did at the finish. Why are you? One second, I'm gonna redo that. It jumped forward on me. Yeah, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you'd like. We're here most mornings. Trying to be consistent every day. Except for when I'm sick or some family stuff comes up. But after I'm done here today, me and the wife are gonna game it up and play our, we're gonna be in EverQuest 2 on our Rotongas, and we're probably gonna be in our, on our Hobbits on Lord of the Rings too, because Rohan just released. We got our war horses already. Hey, thank you. I thoroughly enjoy it. And I'm not fully monetized yet, so I'm definitely not getting the income. Not that anyone does this kind of thing for the become rich and famous, right? I do it because I thoroughly enjoy tying, and I really enjoy hanging out with you guys and chatting. Look at that. That's a pretty little thing, eh? Let's hope I don't muck up the wing now. Okay, so we're going to cut the same bit out of the same feathers that we used earlier. I'm going to cut a little less, though. You know, less is in, it's a smaller hook, so we're still going to go with gap height. I'm just going to be using these guys this time, because I don't want to dig out a spare hook. Then we got our line mark there. Just gonna pull it down. Just like that. And I leave a little gap there, and then I can grab that gap with my finger and my thumb. And when I'm cutting it that way, I'm not going to lose the quill or the slip that I cut. There we be. So that's going to be our wing. We're going to do two. We're doing a slip for each side, left and right. Here, this one's got a little damage on it. Dang. Well, I could try and take the slip from the lower part. That might work. I don't really want to work around that. If I go up too high, it's probably going to be just as bad as going lower. There's a little damage there too. I think we'll be good. We'll make it work. Every feather's got its. I mean, it came from a living animal, right? So they're preening, they're doing goose things, living their best goose life until they end up on the table. Oh, it's Trojan. Good to have you in, Robert. Merry Christmas, mate. Sorry, Robert, I didn't see you pop in there. My little chat thing didn't do its chat thing. Okay, so we're gonna do a nice. Yeah, my. Oh right, I'm sorry. Yeah, my apologies, Robert. We're gonna go with a nice kind of pointed wing like that. I think it'll work just fine. I want it to end just before the tail. Yeah, my brain was so fried from work last night. Oh my gosh. You know where you're so tired, like it almost hurts you're that tired? That's what it was like last night. I picked up the wife from work and just went like right to bed. So my brain is still suffering a little bit, but I got all day to recover. There, that's a nice little green little wing there. Happy with that. Look at that little. Well, you can you can probably still make some use out of them, I would think. It depends on how bad they were, but you can always just cut the bad sections out, you know. Even if you only get a handful of flies out of them, it's better than none, right? So, depending how bad you mucked them up, you know, and if they're covered in blood and everything, you can wash them. Just some Blue Dawn dish soap works really well for washing feathers. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Turned out better than the last wing. The last wing tied in good, but it's just as soon as I started tying in the other materials, I mucked it up during the process. But you know, that happens. Such is life. No worries, Valhalla. Yeah, thanks for giving Run his 500. That's awesome. That makes me so happy. That Run got his 500 there too. And then you got over your 125. That is just awesome. Thoroughly happy about that. You have a good time, mate. Thanks for dropping in. Okay, we're gonna go with like a wet fly style hackle on this one, because he was asking about um, ice fishing flies, so I wouldn't use a dry fly, I'd use a wet fly. And we're gonna go with, yeah, like I don't harvest feathers from my chickens. Um, when they go, they go. And I don't, that's probably gonna be too big. Let me check here. I'm just gonna check the hackle length on this. I'm assuming it's gonna be a little too long. Actually, if I just use the top of this, that might not be so bad. Yeah, it's a bit long. Okay, let me grab a smaller one. This fly is looking so nice, I don't want to cheap out on it and just be lazy and use the feather that I got. It's not the feather that we got, it's the feather that we need. Dark Knight reference. Okay, got some nice little guys here. These look like they're going to be a much better size for us. Boop, boop. Such a lovely little red feather too. I like these things. For like a cheap little neck hackle, that thing's, I've gotten a lot of use out of that little red cape. Okay, that's looking better. Yeah, okay, that's much better. I'm happy with that. There we go. I think I gotta reset my stream elements bot because it doesn't seem to be picking up the chat and the subscribers and the likes and all that stuff like it used to. But every once in a while it decides to go flaky and lose its mind. Oh, really? Cool. Wood ducks are beautiful. Friggin' love wood ducks. Such an awesome creature. And ducks in general, they're just like they're the most gentle, cutest little animals. Friggin' love ducks. Beautiful little things. Come on. Get in there. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna throw a half hitch in there. This feels so weird. Doesn't like duck houses? Yeah, if I didn't have like winter up here, like we get really rough winter, so ducks. Yeah, no, wood ducks are absolutely amazing creatures. Ugh, my cat's climbing in my fly tying stuff again. She loves the feathers. And for the most part, she doesn't break anything, so I don't care too much. Okay, let's get this tied in here. We'll go this direction. Yeah. Yeah, the feathers on a wood duck are just, they're absolutely gorgeous. Not just for fly tying, but like just, they're a gorgeous animal. I feel like I'm crushing this more than I'm wrapping. What's going on there? Was going good. One second, let's back that up. I probably should have preened this back before I started, but it looked like it was going to wrap well. So let's preen it now. Yeah, I'm gonna try and keep this preen back. I think that'll help. Um, I would definitely have ducks up here, but like I said, with being Canadian and having actual winter, and the ducks need water, so to keep water free all the time up here is a real pain. There are people that have ducks and geese and stuff up here, but it is a whole extra chore in itself, that is for sure. There we go, now it's laying right. Yeah, my wonderful wife says that all the time. It's too bad you're so tasty. Because pigs are cute too, but bacon's tasty. Trying to get this last rake is tied in without breaking it. There we go. There we go. Beauty. Yeah, it seems like you might get that. That's a pretty fly. I like him. Look at that. It's always nice when you don't really have a plan and it just kind of falls into place anyway. What a beautiful little thing. Tell you what, guys, why don't we do... Not really set up for this yet, and you're probably not going to get it till after Christmas, like a lot after Christmas, but if anyone wants to, um, yeah, I like that guy. He's cool. I was just going to say, if anyone wants this fly, I could do a little giveaway and we'll send this away. 'Cause that one, that's a pretty fly. There, we're good. Some half hitches. Now we'll do our whip finish and we'll call it good. I'm going to get a nice shiny green head on there too. I like that. I like having like a nice bulbous style head on my wet flies like that. Stay in the vise. There you go. I need to oil my vise up. There we go. It's one of those like 6 1/2 dozen the other. You gotta oil it so that it works properly, but you don't want to have all the friction gone out of it. So I've been I found wax actually works really well, because then it has enough to stick, but also helps to reduce wear and everything, right? Oh, I don't know. Campfire salmon's pretty good. Yeah, it's a cute little thing. Look at that. Happy with that. That's a beautiful little thing. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I want to tie more of these. That actually turned out real good. I like that. Wonder if anyone's actually tied this, if this is an actual pattern or not. Because that looks good. If not, I should come up with a name of it. Get some Christmas name. I was gonna say like Rudolph, but it's got a green nose instead of a red nose. Wife wants me to tie up some reindeer themed dancer flies. So I was gonna do that tomorrow, because that's a different thing. That's all deer hair and what have you. Been doing some like some streamer flies with some bucktail and red noses like little reindeer. And she had a good idea, so we'll do that tomorrow. Christmas Coachman, there you go. That's a good name. I like that. I think that's what I'll title this. Thank you for that. We'll call it the Christmas Coachman. That's a wonderful name. Thank you, Jack Pepper. Okay, we'll do our spin and spiel here for this guy. There's our Christmas Coachman. We got a red cock on the rock tail. We got some peacock for the body. We have a red floss center section that is slightly ribbed with some gold thread, some more peacock, a green dyed goose feather, and some more cock in the rock hackle. Pretty. It is pretty, eh? I like that little guy. He's pretty. That one turned out real nice. Hey, Trudge. Thanks, mate. I didn't have my sound off for a second there. I was doing my little recording spin. I didn't see that. Apologize. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Okay, so Trudge has just donated some shipping things. So if anyone wants some Christmas flies, I will send you some Christmas flies. So let's do. Actually, I haven't done this before. Here, hold on. One of the reasons I wanted to do this with these guys here. Oh, I knocked over Doug. Oh, has he been doing that? Oh, no. Sorry, I just grabbed Doug and knocked him over here. Look at, burp, 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 burp. Just drop Doug. I'm trying to remember how to do the, what the sign is for that. 1 second here, let me figure this out. Apologize, give me 2 seconds. No, that didn't work. Alright, 1 second. There's some commands I can make these, I can make all the avatars like fight and then we can figure out who wins the flies, but I can't remember the command for it. Alright, tell you what, since we just have Doug and Jack Pepper in here and you guys are regular viewers for sure, I'm gonna send one of these to Jack and one to Doug. If you guys want to hit me up on my email, just on send my information doobly-doo in the YouTubes, just fly tying with Nimby at gmail.com. You want to send me your information, I will mail one of you guys one of this and some other Christmas. I'll send the other one the nymphs. We'll go with that. Unless you want the streamer. But yeah, I'll send you each 2 flies. So no rush on that. If you get to me in a day or 2, it's all good. We're all going to be busy with Christmas and whatever, but if you can get me your full mailing information, I will send those 2 to both of you. Thanks, Robert. Yeah, like I said, no rush. I'll remember. You guys are in here like most every morning, so. Just a sec, my dog needs to go out here. I'll even send you a Christmas card. I was meaning to do like the 12 days of Christmas kind of giveaway thing, but being sick and all that kind of took the thunder out and didn't make it happen, so we'll have to do that another time. Okay, what time is it? How long have we been going for? Ooh, we're at 2 hours now. I think I'm honestly going to take a break, guys. I need to get some more wood for the stove, and I should have some breakfast because it's like almost 10 o'clock now. But I thoroughly appreciate it. Thanks, Robert, for the donation. That'll get Doug and Jack Pepper some flies. You're a super generous and awesome dude, and I thoroughly appreciate having you in our community. Oh yeah, we'll do. Don't worry, it'll be on the envelope. And if for some reason it gets trashed or something, just let me know and I'll send my address to you. Actually, my PO box is in the doobly-doo in the YouTubes, so you can mail me anytime you want. Thanks, Robert. Thanks for stopping in, mate. You have a good rest of your work day. Thankfully, I'm not working today. And I actually got Christmas off this year. Woo! Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. My wife's excited because our missing Christmas present packages says that they're coming out today for delivery. So, yay! We were wondering if they're ever going to make it here for Christmas or not. Just all the leftover, present-y stuff. But yay! They might be here on time, so happy Christmas. Woo! Thanks all. I'm gonna grab some breakfast and play video games with the wife for the rest of the day. Have a good morning. Thanks for joining me for some cool Christmas fly tying. We'll get those. I'll send you out a good little mess of flies there for both of you. If you have any recommendations on whatever you're looking for, just include it in the email for me. If there's a certain type or size or whatever of fly that you're looking for, and I'll get you up a bunch. Yep. See you guys.